Hi guys, welcome back to the Halloween tea party where I'm attempting to do 31 tutorials for the 31 days of October. Today's look is a completely drugstore look. You don't need too many products to complete this one, and it is a pretty quick look to do if you're in a bit of a rush. If you're new here, this is my jump menu. If there's any parts of the tutorial you want to skip over or you want to go back to, then you can just click on the titles and you'll be taken to that section of the tutorial. I'm starting out with an orange colour corrector to correct my under eye bags, and I'm applying it with a small brush so that I can get it exactly where I need the correction. I like to blend out my colour correction a bit with my finger just by tapping over it so that I don't end up with a harsh line around it. Then I'm going in with a green colour corrector to correct any red patches, and again I'm using a really small clean brush to target those areas. Then I'm going in with a concealer and going over all of the colour correction and then tapping it out again to just blend it so we don't have any harsh edges showing through the foundation. For the foundation, I'm using a shade that matches my own skin tone for a change and just applying that all over my face. Heavy coverage foundation works really well for this kind of look because we're kind of going for that solid block of colour, flat 2D look. Matte products as well will help add to that effect, and I'm skipping contouring and highlighting for the same reasons. Once the foundation's down, I'm going in with a translucent powder and just setting all of that foundation. I'm lining my lips with a scarlet red liner. I'm sticking with the traditional scarlet lips for this. Then I'm using a matching liquid to matte lipstick to fill in my lips. Liquid to matte lipstick works best for this look because we're going to be outlining the lips and adding shine marks and things on top of it. So a liquid to matte will set, and then anything we add on top of it isn't going to end up getting blended in with the lipstick. I wanted to make sure the lipstick was completely set before I went in and did anything, which is why I suddenly have one eye done. Then I'm taking a black felt tip liner to outline my lips. It seemed like the most sensible choice to get really nice, even felt tip like lines, but it turned out to be a terrible choice. This pen could not cope with being put on top of makeup products. The only time I could get nice, crisp, black lines out of it was when I would scribble it on my hand to try and see why it wasn't working. But anyway, I ended up going back with gel liner to outline everything. For the shine marks on the lips, a white liquid to matte lipstick would be best to do this, but I don't have one, so I'm using a white eyeshadow base, and then I'm setting that with a white eyeshadow. I wanted to keep the lips quite simple, but if you want to go for something a bit more dramatic, there's some really cool pop art lip tutorials on YouTube that you could follow to do that. For the brows, I'm starting out with a white eyeshadow base and applying that to my whole brow. And I'm starting out by going in the opposite direction to the hair so that the underside of my brows are getting coated with the product as well. And then going in the right direction to flatten everything back down and make sure it's completely covered. Then I'm taking a bright pink eyeshadow and packing that onto my eyebrow, like seriously packing it on like it's going on holiday for a month kind of packing. If you have dark brows like me, it can be really hard to cover them up enough so that it looks like a solid colour. So it's better to stick to darker colours. Like if I used a yellow, then you would really be able to see my brow through it. Then I'm going back in with the felt tip liner that is not doing its job today and outlining the entire brow, and I'm keeping it quite square and angular. I do go back in with a gel liner and an angled brush later to just neaten up those lines, get them really nice and black and crisp. For the eyes, I'm taking the white eyeshadow base and drawing out a really big, quite dramatic cat eye shape. I'm trying to get the lines really nice and crisp and the edges straight because we're not blending anything in this look, so we want the shape of the eyeshadow base to be the shape that the eyeshadow is going to be. Then I'm taking a bright blue eyeshadow and packing that all over the eyeshadow base. If you have a cream eyeshadow that you could use as a base that matches the color of the eyeshadow that you're going to use, that's even better because you're not going to have to pack on the powder quite as heavily to get a really nice opaque coverage. Usually when I pack on shadows this heavily, I'll tilt my head forward and down a bit so that any fallout is going to just fall on my desk rather than on my face. But seeing as I'm filming, I thought you guys would like to see me actually putting it on instead of the top of my head. I did attempt to persevere with my felt tip liner for some unknown reason, and you can see it is the saddest little black line ever. So then I grabbed my gel liner and an angled brush and outlined the eye with that instead. For the lashes, I went with some spiky looking ones because that kind of adds to the drawn on effect. And you know, I stuck them to my eyes in the normal way that you would stick your lashes on. My lower lash line felt a little bit naked, so I took my gel liner and outlined my lower lash line, and then I just joined that up to the outlines going around the eyeshadow. If you want to keep it really nice and simple, then this is a good place to stop. But if you want to get a bit more fancy, then we're going to start adding some lines to the face. I'm taking my black gel liner because clearly I have given up with the pen by this point in the video. And I'm basically adding lines to the contour points on my face. On the nose, I'm trying to avoid using really long lines, so I'm just doing short lines on the edges of my nose between my eyes, a small line underneath the tip of my nose, and I'm outlining my nostrils as well. This looks more effective if you stick to kind of smallish, broken lines. For the cheek contour, I'm adding a line where the top of my contour would be, and then I'm adding some small shading lines coming downwards off of that. And some little chin lines. So that's it guys, you are now a pop art style lady. If you decide to recreate this look, I would love to see how it comes out. You can post a picture to social media, tag me in the post and use the hashtag Halloween Tea Party, and then I will be able to see it and marvel in your awesomeness. I'm also having a little competition over on Instagram, so if you want to be in with a chance of winning some goodies, then all of the details are over on my Instagram and I will put them in the description box below. If you have any questions or anything, let me know in the comment section and I will do my best to reply to you. There'll be another video going live tomorrow, so if you want to know when that's up, then you can subscribe to my channel to be notified. And if you like this look, you can let me know by hitting the like button. If this look isn't quite what you were looking for, then here are some other looks that are maybe a bit more your style. If you're wearing this out for Halloween, I hope you have an absolutely amazing time, and I will see you in the next video.